Day 2 of the Get It Done Challenge. Excellent. Whether you're joining for the first day, it's not too late to join. We let people join actually all the way till day 5 because you can binge watch this and get it all done over a weekend. You have until February 8th. So we'll have everything live up through this Sunday. So for those that are joining us later or watching the replay later, you will still have this and can do it on a time that works for you through Sunday at midnight. Okay, excellent. Hey, Glenn, good to see you. Hello, Katie. And if I missed somebody else. Okay, excellent. So Mira, welcome from New York. To recap from yesterday, so we chose our goal that we were going to work on over 5 days, and that was the power of one. And then we brainstormed and narrowed it down to just one thing that isn't too small, that we would do anyway, isn't too large, that would be difficult, but breaking it down. And today it's called the day of the power of planning, but I really have gone back and forth. Maybe it could be called micro milestones, or it could be called chunking it down, or it could be called the power of breaking it down. But the point is, how do you take something that feels overwhelming and break it down into tiny steps? So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm just curious, how many of you watched? Oh, I didn't publish it, so you couldn't. Never mind. After this class, there's a 5-minute video taped in Bali that you can listen to. Anybody watched yesterday's? Oh, you did? Okay, great. I did not realize. Okay, good. So was that helpful to kind of reinforce everything? Excellent. Okay, good. Perfect, Mira. Okay, great. So what we'll be doing is reinforcing this through movement later on. But as far as focusing ourselves, in order to break down things, is you want to take the item that you have right now, and then maybe you already did this, but break it down into four milestones, 4 steps. So if you have a bigger thing, like I know what your goals are, some of you are going to start meditation classes and it's a bigger project, then you want to break down milestones and then maybe only work on the first milestone that you'll then further break down into steps for today. So welcome, Brooke. And Catherine. So you want to take right now your goal. So go ahead and put in the chat what that is. Maybe it moved from yesterday, but you can go ahead and share what's one goal that either is draining you, that you know you really want to get done, and if you just did it would unburden you and you be off and running to the races. Or it could be a habit that you keep putting off that you haven't done, or a resolution that's faded, and you're going to freaking do it every day for the next few days. So if you have a habit, I saw in the chat comments, again, for those just joining us on the Insight Timer side, you have to register for this to get access to the course, and then you can see everything in one spot. But it's free. You just go to SolJoy with Anna Choi, the Insight Timer group, and then there's the link in there to get replays and everything. But when you are having a habit, maybe you can't break it down because you're just going to go to bed by a certain time. But a lot of you didn't put a specific time, or, I'm going to work out every day, maybe for 20 minutes, but I'm kind of like, when and what are you going to be doing? So make sure, this is still from day 1, that you want it as specific and measurable as possible, so you know that you did it. And part of the power of planning is thinking through not just all the steps involved. There'll be a second part to this as well. Question from Vanessa: I'm moving countries in the next 2 weeks. Don't suppose this is necessarily a project that's within the scope of this initiative. Meaning, what's the thing you want to work on? Go ahead and put that in the chat and I can get more granular and specific with it. Oh, to move. No, I think you could, because if you're moving in 2 weeks, there's probably a lot to get done. So break that down into at least 4 bits, and then take that first bit and break that down into 4 bits, like that. Does this make sense? Okay, so Glenn is getting ready to teach the 8-week cycle of MBSR. Good. Brooke is doing a 1-minute movement every time you go to the bathroom. Excellent. We pared that down and made it specific. So just put in the chat right now, because I'm not sure where people are already at. So 1 is I have my goal, or 1 is I don't have my goal. 2 is I have my goal and it's not, okay, we're gonna start first, make it simple. Number 1 is I have a goal, but it's not specific. Number 2 is I have my goal and it's specific, but I have not broken it down. And number 3 is all of the above. I've got my goal, it's specific, and I've broken it down. So Brooke is an example of a 3. I'm going to do this 1-minute exercise every time I go to the bathroom for the next 4 days. That covers all 3. Oh, good, Glenn, you have yours. Okay, good. Tobias is at a 2, Heather's at a 2, Catherine's at a 1, Gerbelin's at a 2, Liz is at a 2, Ashley's at a 2, Joni's at a 3, Judith's at a 2. Okay, over here on this side, Ami's at a 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so most of you haven't broken it down yet, which makes sense because that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so if you are at a 3, I'm going to give you 1 extra step in the power of planning. You're going to plan for breakdowns. So knowing what will get in your way or obstacles, you want to think through that, and then what are you going to do instead? But for everyone else, don't worry about that. Just think about the power of planning for, if you're at a 2, how do you make it a 3 is how are you going to break down the moving goal? So over here on this side, Vanessa, like you might say, okay, well, obviously I need to pack all my stuff, but I'm sure there's other pieces to it, right, that are pretty big, like maybe you already have your visas and stuff, but the travel logistics might be already in place. There's like different parts and chunks. So you want to take that right now is how do you think about the main parts? A lot of times we don't succeed at our resolutions or goals because we're looking too narrow or too big. So we're bridging the gap right now today by breaking things down. As we will do also in our somatic movement later today, is breaking down a move. Breaking things down, the power of planning is something we can integrate not just right now in this challenge for the goal we're working on, but actually everywhere. So these are all universal principles that you can use. I want to take, okay, so has everybody journaled? Just take a journal out and write out the steps. So how many of you are at a 3? Just raise your hand or put in the chat a 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So we're still at halfway. Anybody have trouble that I can walk you through or coach you through it a little bit? Wendy's at a 2 still. Okay. Any questions? Or if you want to tell me your goal, I can help break it down with you if you are having trouble. Liz, it's early here. My brain is slowly waking up. No problemo. Would you like to work through it together? Would that help? Okay, Mira on this side is saying yes, please. Great, Mira. So what is your goal? And then Liz, if you would like, you don't have to, but you can share what your goal is. If you would like assistance with it or anyone else. Okay, so for Mira, taking care of my body by eating healthy and exercising more. I remember you from the thread yesterday. So pick one. Is it eating or exercise? We want the power of 1 at play here. So right now, put in the chat, they'll both move, like they both will interact and impact each other, but just pick one for now to focus on. So which one? Healthy. Okay, great. What does eating healthy look like to you? Is that cutting things out or is that adding things in? Which one speaks to you more? Is it about eating less, cutting down calories, or is it about adding better things in and replacing, or fasting, or what? Okay, so cutting things out as a start. Okay, great. What kinds of things? So typically there's processed sugars, maybe meat, alcohol, pop, I have no idea what kind of diet you might have. And while I'm working with Mira, everyone else can also think through these things for your area. Okay, you already don't drink alcohol. Great. So sugars and processed food. Okay, good. I always like to put things in what you are going to focus on. So if you're not doing sugars and processed food, what's something that could replace that? Maybe it's fresh fruit, like more fresh fruit every time you have a little, pang for some sweetness, or drinking more water instead, something like that. Okay, good. So fresh fruits. So see how we're narrowing this down? So then how many fruits do you want to be able to have every time you want something sweet each day? So maybe you have an apple a day, or you buy a new fruit, an exotic fruit to try out, like a pineapple or a mango each day. So find out, what does that look like? Okay, one fruit sounds good. So what's your favorite fruit to have each day? And then anytime that you feel a sweet binge coming on, you're going to eat the fruit and or drink water. You love oranges. Okay, great. So do you see how we just went from this like vague, taking care of my body, eating healthy and exercising more, which sounds great, but like that's not going to get done. It's not focused or specific. Ooh, dried fruits. Oh, our dates are also good too. Yes, I love doing dried figs, and dates are very, very delicious and yummy. Okay, good. So Mira, have an orange and then just pick which meals that you're going to have that with. Okay, so hopefully that helped people kind of see like how you can take something very broad and vague and then all the way down to, well, now she's just gonna have an orange every time she snacks. Or it could be like, you want to pair what you're gonna do if you have a habit with something that you're already doing. So like in Brooke's example over here, she has to go to the bathroom. So every time she goes to the bathroom, she's gonna do Panjan tapping, and then also the movement exercise. Mira, yes, that's amazing how it transformed. Thank you. Okay, good. Often the bottom thing that you come to is very unsexy. It's just like, I'm gonna have an orange instead of I'm gonna have more exercise and better health and sleep better, right? But then your brain doesn't know what to do with that. But now orange, it's thinking orange. Like you're gonna see oranges now, and you're gonna buy oranges and you're gonna want to eat oranges. And oranges will take over your mind. And suddenly you're like, oh, I didn't have any processed or sugars at the end of the week, right? Okay, so for Katie, pause at 9:45, move into getting ready, and transition into the cozy self-care choices, snuggling, breathing, and sleep sounds. Okay, so Mira said, after lunch, I have a late lunch and no dinner. Okay, good, perfect. So I'm gonna hop over here, and then we'll go into movement and any Q&A as well. So again, with a raise of hands, how many of you worked through your thing so you're now at a 3? You've broken down your thing. Yes, okay, good. Laura moved. Melanie did. Liz, Ajda, Tobias, good. Good. Heather did. Okay, good. Okay, and then anybody not yet that needs, anybody not get there? Wendy's at a 3, double 3. Okay, good. Lisa, I felt great energy from the Qigong. My goal was to write a song, and I wrote lyrics, and now I need a melody. Oh, beautiful. You already started taking the actions. Okay, great. Okay, yes. And Vanessa, not yet. Good. Well, you have moving, right? So pick one aspect of the moving, just one, not like the whole thing. Just what's one aspect that you need to get done. So maybe it's to pack one room or half a room. So you need to get boxes, right? And then you need to get tape for the boxes. Maybe you need to solicit some help you pick up the stuff, or to help you categorize the things. Maybe you need to sell off everything to Goodwill first, that you're not going to use or whatnot, like that. Scheduling the pack out is one step. Okay, good. So then if that doesn't cover all 4, then you can pick another milestone. So scheduling the pack out and then doing the pack out, right? For which rooms? Okay, so Liz is planning for a watercolor workshop. Who do I know? to invite, good. What are the resources required for the class? Great. And then planning for the class, style of the watercolor, good. And then overview sounds like the overview that you're going to make for the class, something like that. That is very beautiful. For Katie's, as yours is bedtime, right? That's the goal to get. So I've worked extensively with this one. Move into getting ready. Interest. So number 2, you want to make them, what does that mean? This is like super, could mean a lot of things. So move into getting ready. How and when? Self-care, chores, dental, and skin. Okay, is that maybe number 2, or is that a different step? And then number 4 is snuggling, breathing, and sleep sounds. So snuggling for sure. What time roughly with your husband or whoever, like pets? You want to keep breaking it down. Yes, and mirror, that's very helpful. The first step often in moving is to purge what you aren't going to take with you, then you don't have to pack it. Very good. So Katie, I would break down the bedtime into picking, like, pause at 9:45. So maybe that's setting up your timers and getting buy-in from your husband that this is what's going to happen. And then that might be just one step. And then second step is determining what is going to be your evening routine. And maybe just pick one thing to start with. Power of one. So maybe that could be a warm bath. That could be taking a walk. That could be doing some Qigong exercises. That could be dimming. So what I do is I love dimming all the lights, and then I have to take all the screens off 2 hours before, stop eating 3 hours before. That one's hard for me. I sometimes take a little tiny bite later on. But there's all these things to shut down the body as well and quiet and slow everything. So maybe for me, dimming lights is a big one because your circadian rhythms kick in once there's no artificial light. I already have blue light filters set up for everything, and I set up all of my devices to lock out at like 8 p.m. And then I have numerous timers that go off and say, okay, shutting down, shutting down. And then I'm sneaky. I can get around some of the things on my phone or whatever. So you just keep creating and building it. But I'm pretty proud of what now has happened and what's evolved. And then we do like a 10-minute sit together as a family, not every night, but we do acknowledgements where we all share. I acknowledge you for what happened, for a way of being or something that you did, and we all take a turn and then acknowledge ourselves. So it's a nice connecting thing right before bed, before the meditation together. And then we're ready to go. We're like pretty sleepy by then. Okay. So let's move on to the movement. If you can go ahead and take a stand. So put in the chat what your assignment's going to be is like, what are your 4 steps, right? That you're going to put into school. And again, everyone who finishes the challenge gets a free call and also gets to go on a retreat or is eligible for 2 spots for retreat for finishing all 5 days. So how you get today's credit is to write down what are going to be your 4 stages, and then taking that first step. You want to take that first step as well. But what we're going to do to embody the principle is actually take a step. We're going to break down walking. So if you come and stand, when we walk, right, we're often mindless and we're not thinking. And a lot's happening in the body. So much, a whole universe is happening in the body. And so when you slow down all the way, this is what's happening. And that's why, just like with your goal, it can be hard. How do I break this down? What are all the steps? But if you go super slow and think through, okay, well, this has to happen and then that. So in walking, you shift your weight. So right now, shift your weight to your right side, lift your left leg slowly up, and then go out and flex the foot. This is not exactly how you walk, but for this purpose, then you're going to lower your leg, not like this, from the hip, but from lowering your right leg. So your left leg is out and flex, then bend your right knee to lower down. Okay, so start over. Reset. Shift to the right. Breaking it down. Lifting the leg up. stretching the leg out, flexing the foot, and then bending the right knee and coming down. Okay, one more time. So the power of planning. Planning each step. You're going to shift your weight, lift your leg up, point it out, flex, then lower the right leg down. Okay, good. So that was 3 rounds. And then we're going to take the next step after this round. As you shift your weight to the right, lift the leg up, point, flex, the right knee lowers down, helping this one, the yin energy, and then you're going to shift forward. And then you're going to open the left leg up just a bit, like 15 degrees out, and shift the weight to the left. And then we start over. So then on your left leg, lift your left leg up, point, flex, lower the left knee, shift forward. You're not good front stance. And then shift back, open the right leg just a smidge, and then lift up, point, flex, drop the right knee, shift weight with the back leg, open up the left front and right knee up, point, flex, lower with the left leg. And that's it, okay? Whoa! You just took 2 steps, but that might have felt like the whole world, right? Again, you can go the other direction. I'll go this way if this is easier. Okay, shifting to your left side. Right leg raises up, points, flex. Left leg lowers, shift forward. Open up the right toe. Shift weight, lift up the left knee. Point, flex, drop the right knee. Forward. Shift weight, shift back. Left foot opens. Bring up. 2, 3, 4, and point. 2, 3, 4, and flex. 2, and lower the left knee. 3, 4, and shift weight. 2, 3, 4. Open up the front leg and lift. 2, 3, 4. Point. 2, 3, 4. Flex and lower with the right knee. 2, 3, 4, and shift. Good. So that is our main move for today. I want to watch you guys, so do it yourself. And I can see videos on one side here. So, but if you're on the other side, just insight timer, please just practice right now on your own without me showing it. I'll voice it. Okay. So on your right leg, shift weight, lift the left leg up. 2, 3, 4, and point. 2, 3, 4. Flex the foot and lower with the right leg. 2, 3, 4. Shift weight forward. 2, 3, 4. Shift back and open up the left toe now and lift the right knee up. 2, 3, 4. Point. 2, 3, 4. Flex the foot and lower with the left knee. 2, 3, 4. Shift weight forward. 2, 3, 4, and then back and open up that front toe and then start again. Up, knee, 3, 4, and point. 2, 3, 4, and flex, lower with the other knee. 2, 3, 4. Shift the weight forward. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, good. Now I'm not going to say anything and I'm going to watch you. Okay, you can do it. It takes some, we're building, planning, steps. And then on the other side, if you have questions, you can please put that in the chat. That would be great. I will silently walk so you can see. Do your best to actually count 2, 3, 4, then going too fast. 2, 3, 4. And then you'll feel a flow happening. If it's too hard to do 4 counts, then do 2 counts or 3 counts, whatever works best for your body and where you're flowing. At least 1 or 2 counts, don't go faster than that. You can play with the counts and see what it feels like when we flow, faster or slower. But you'll notice the slower you go, the more concentration required, more balance required. It's obviously harder, but it builds up strength, balance, resilience, and planning, the power of planning each part of a step. There's steps within a step. Even just one of the steps, if you broke down just lifting your leg, there's a lot going on. Your core has to engage, you have to press down with your feet. You're using your tiny muscles, your hip flexor muscles to hold you up. There's so much going on. It's quite a miracle we can walk at all. Takes kids a long time. Okay, good. And wherever you are, just go ahead and inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. We'll review power of 1 from yesterday. You'll go up and then swoosh around. Squeeze. Go up again, the other way. Hold the breath, gather energy. Stretch, 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 top and bottom, and then squeeze, sink down. One more time, inhale up, to the sky, to the earth. Stretch, stretch, stretch both directions. Stretch, big, 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 wide, gather, 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 gather. Squeeze, drop down, and sink. Last round, inhale up. Hold the breath, squeeze to the sky, into the earth. Gather, 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 gather all the way around. Keep stretching, big circle. Drop, heavy, going through water. Squeeze an energy ball in front of your dantian. Okay, good. And bring our hands to our dantian. We will bow. Thank you so much for joining. If you have a question, please put that in the chat and I can hang on for a little bit. Otherwise, I will see you on school and the platform to with all your responses of what you're breaking down. So your challenge today is to break it down to 4 stages, 4 steps, and then do the first step. Yeah? Okay. Okay, I'll see you in school. Thank you.